Attention everyone, college football is back!
Woo! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you guys that I have some new Miami themed shirts on the merch store, and you can check them out by clicking the top link down in my description. I really think that this is some of the most unique Canes game day gear on the market. You're gonna love them. What's going on, Canes fans? Man, it feels good to be back in the saddle and recording preview videos again. Honestly, for me, college football being back is even better than Christmas morning. It's almost like once the Canes start playing on Saturdays again, all of your problems just melt away. Now, before we get into the first preview of the season, I do have 3 huge announcements that you definitely want to hear. First off, this season I'm excited to announce that for every preview video I'm going to be bringing on a special celebrity guest picker, and it's going to range from former Miami Hurricanes to current and possibly former NFL players to other YouTubers. Some big time names will be making appearances in these preview videos, and it's going to be at the very end, so you're going to want to watch the entire video. They're going to actually give their pick on who's going to win the game and possibly even a score prediction. And yes, there is a really big one for this video.
So excited!
Second, the $500 score prediction contest is returning for the 2022 season. Every Friday night, I host a live call-in show, and you can call in and give your score prediction for the game. And if you get it right, you do in fact win $500. And even if you think maybe that sounds impossible, somebody did win it last year. Unfortunately, it was an FSU fan. So let's change that this year, and I want to see a Miami Hurricanes fan take this $500 home. And last but certainly not least, I will be picking random people from every single preview video to win a free shirt from the Coach Coop merch store. And all you have to do is like the preview video and leave a comment on it. That's literally it. And it doesn't even matter what the comment is. Like, leave a comment, you're entered to win every single preview video. But without further ado, let's talk ball. So first game of the season for Miami is quite different from last year. Instead of facing off against a top 5 opponent, we're playing a cupcake, a team that went 2-9 last season, Bethune-Cookman. Now this game is taking place Saturday, September 3rd at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network at Hard Rock Stadium. And yes, I will have links for this game to watch it for free if you need it. So if you don't have ACC Network, all you need to do is hop into my live stream on game day on Saturday, and I will have some links at the very bottom of the description so you can watch the game. And I don't ask for anything in return. I just want to help out my college football family. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real. It's not really up for debate if Miami is going to win or lose this game. I think we all know the outcome of this one. But what we're really looking for is who is going to step up in each position group and separate themselves from everyone else. Who are the playmakers? We keep hearing about drops by the receivers. Who's going to step up and show some consistency? How will the O-line and run game look under this new offense? Because we all know that Tyler Van Dyke can sling the rock, but a solid run game is very important. And unfortunately for Miami, that's something that we've struggled with for many years. How does our tackling look? Hopefully much better than last year. And will we finally see some explosive plays on special teams? This game is an opportunity to see what we do best with these new systems, because we can kind of experiment a little bit given the fact that we're facing an inferior opponent. It's also a big opportunity for some of the young guys to get some very valuable snaps in a game day setting, because Doing well in practice is one thing, but you've got to see that carry over to game day as well. So even if the Canes are up by 35 or 40 points at halftime, do not underestimate the importance of this game. Now moving on to some brief history between these two teams, Miami and Bethune have played 5 times in total, with the Canes winning all 5 of those games. And when I say win, I mean by a combined score of 232-37 when combining all 5 games. The most recent matchup took place in 2019, and Miami won that one 63-0. At this point in the video, I would typically display a little graphic image and discuss the average stats so far this season for both of these squads, but we all know this is the first game of the year, and you know, last year is in the rear view mirror, so we're not going to focus on that or bring any of that negativity into this video. So we're just going to go ahead and transition over to 3 keys to a victory for both of these teams. So let's kick off this segment with the Miami Hurricanes, and just keep in mind that there are many things that need to happen to win a football game, but I picked 3 that I feel like are extra important for each specific game. And honestly, for this week, this is probably more of a wish list of things that I would like to see, not so much keys to victory. Again, just being honest, given the opponent. So kicking it off at number 1 is tackling. I mean, I understand that we have a new coaching staff developing the players, but sometimes it takes a while to retrain bad habits. We've got to see better tackling in this game, period. At number 2, I know I've already mentioned this a few times, but let's see a big-time special teams play. And I don't mean a big punt or a field goal, because we all know what Headley and Borregales are capable of. Let's see maybe a blocked punt or a kickoff return for a touchdown. It's been far too long. And lastly, at number 3, we need to see players from all levels of the depth chart execute. I fully expect to see guys that are 2nd and 3rd on the depth chart get some reps in this game. Now, with that being said, let's see them make the most of this opportunity and show that they know this offense and defense. And now moving on to 3 keys to a victory for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And some of y'all are going to see this as disrespectful, but coming in at number 1, you don't stand a chance. Coming in hot at number 2, you don't stand a chance. And lastly, at number 3, pray. There's honestly nothing the Wildcats can do to win this game. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And again, you never want to sleep on any opponent, but if you believe that Bethune actually has even a 1% chance of winning this game, I'm going to question any and everything that comes out of your mouth when it comes to college football. Now, I will say their band is pretty good though, so maybe at the end of the game they can come together and play some really sad song after they lose that will just touch everyone's hearts. And now, Canes fans, the moment you've all been waiting for. Everyone's favorite part of the video, definitely not the part that everyone skips to, because shame on you, you should be watching the entire video every single time. My official score prediction for this game. And you know also what that means. It is time to bring on my special guest picker for the Miami versus Bethune-Cookman game. But before we do, it's a tradition, guys. We have to do this. We always must mention the absolutely pointless, doesn't mean a thing, ESPN matchup predictor. So they have the Canes' chance of winning this game coming in at 99.8% and Bethune-Cookman at 0.2%. So ESPN also not very confident in the Wildcats pulling out the upset. But it is time, everyone, to do this thing. My special guest, let's do it. Introducing the former Miami Hurricanes quarterback that never lost to FSU as a starter. This man was responsible for breaking the 7-year losing streak back in 2017. Today's special guest picker, Malik Rosier.
What's going on, Malik? What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me. Obviously, I've seen some of your stuff. Definitely love the energy, love the passion that you have for Miami Hurricanes. So Proud to be on this Saturday. You know, it was week 0, so a lot of college football coming on.
Hey, man, I know that Canes fans are excited to see your face here on the channel. And as you said, it's week 0. There's some exciting games on today. I do got to ask you real quick. This is about Miami, but who you got winning that FSU game today?
Honestly, I would say FSU wins, but I would be surprised if it was close at the beginning.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I had to look up. I was not aware of Duquesne. I'm over here. I'm from the South. I'm from East Tennessee. So I was like, Duquesne? Like, who is that? I'm not actually sure. So I had to Google how to actually say pronounce the name of the team.
Like Mexico and New Mexico, aren't they somewhere out there?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know the answer to that. I'm keeping it real. I just know how to pronounce them. I couldn't name a single player on the squad or anything like that. So, but yeah, I wanted to start this thing off. We're gonna get to the actual picking the team and the score prediction and whatnot. But I wanted to talk Canes for just a second with you. Because, you know, there's a lot of hype and stuff surrounding the Canes going into this season, of course. And I just wanted to ask you which game you are most excited for in the 2022 season. Because, I mean, you got Texas A&M, you know, at College Station. You got Clemson and Death Valley. Florida State's always hype coming back to Hard Rock. So which game are you most looking forward to this year?
100% Miami, Texas A&M.
Ooh, okay. Now, why so?
One, I'll be at that game. So I'll be out there. Never been to College Station, so I know that environment will be definitely electric. So excited to be there. Secondly, there's always that whole SEC ACC thing, as everyone says. The SEC kind of looks down. Obviously, I don't know how much you keep up with the SEC, but Texas A&M is going to make a run for it, at least in the division. I mean, they got a ton of talent. They probably have one of the best running backs with A-Chain. They have one of the best safeties. I mean, so they're going to create problems for us, and I think they'll be our first legit challenge. And whether we win or lose, that's kind of what I want to see is how do they respond the rest of the year, because that Texas A&M team is going to be well coached. Obviously, Jimbo was at Florida State, so he's played against us a ton when he was at FSU. So it's like there's some old stuff there too that I'm very excited to see how Miami responds and how kind of we play a road SEC team.
Yeah, it'd be nice to finally get a win against an SEC opponent because it's been a while, right? I mean, Florida, LSU. I was at Alabama last year, and I talked a lot of smack going into that game. I released that diss track that they played on ESPN and stuff, so I caught a lot of flack and hate for that one. But, you know, it'd be nice. And I also wanted to ask you, of course, you being a quarterback, there's a lot of talk when it comes to Tyler Van Dyke and the Heisman this season. Now, I'm not asking you for any sort of predictions because, of course, it's way too early for something like that. But I just want to be straight and ask you: do you think Tyler Van Dyke's got the juice? Do you think that man has the potential to be a serious contender for the Heisman? I think you've been around him and worked with him a little bit, right? At some point?
Yes. So me and Tyler have been training, I would say, for the last year and a half now. We started last June, so about a year and 2 or 3 months. But, I mean, I think the guy's grown above and beyond. You know, I think at first when he was having those first couple of starts, he was kind of figuring out who he was as a quarterback, what kind of leader you are, you know what I mean, like what kind of quarterback you are. And I think that he's comfortable, he's confident. And so it's funny. He's heard a lot of talk about the Heisman, but I don't think that he's like worried about that. Because my biggest thing, and when you talk about guys like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, like you got to win, you know. And I think that's kind of what Tyler wants to do. I think his biggest focus point this year is winning with Mario Cristobal, winning the ACC, and then whatever accolades follow. Like if he wins the Heisman, cool. But I think at the end of the day, like, you know, when you spend multiple years with these guys, the accolades come, but, you know, the memories that you create beating Florida State, beating Texas A&M, beating Clemson is 100% more valuable than the Heisman Trophy winner if you win it by yourself and you're losing. So that's kind of where his mindset is, and I'm definitely excited for him this year.
Agreed. Yeah, I like the way that you put that. I could agree with that. So I've heard, let's transition over a little bit and talk about Malik here. So I heard that you're currently living in the Tampa area and you have some big business things going on at the moment. I've seen the Miami Millionaires post on Twitter, and I've seen some of the NFT stuff, and then possibly heard about you doing some quarterback training. I don't know if you're still doing that or not. So could you elaborate, plug your stuff a little bit. Tell us about this Miami Millionaires Club, what they got going on. We'll link that so you guys can check it out down in the description. But give the viewers some details on this, what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so it's really twofolded. So the main part and the part where that we're really trying to get people to understand is the business aspect. So what I'm doing right now, what I've been doing for the last 6-7 months is going out to different Miami alumni or business owners in Miami and creating like a business network. So as student athletes graduate or even during the season, hopefully during the off season for next year, we get in with football is what I'm working on with some of the athletic department, but building a network of very successful business owners that want to invest time and basically mentor these student athletes after they graduate. And I think that's the biggest thing is obviously the student athletes know they have a ton of support on the field. They know that there's loving Canes fans whenever they're playing, but now it's talking about, hey, I got to transition from one part of my life to the second part. How do I do that? Who can guide me? Who can coach me? Because obviously a lot of these guys are coachable. So if you can put the right business owner in front of these guys and say, hey, these are the steps that you got to do to be successful, same way on the field and in business, it creates an easier transition. And kind of we're talking about with NFTs, the way I would say most fans you could think about is kind of like your event pass or your ticket. So we're going to have box seats. We're going to do tailgates. We're going to have an end of the year dinner with about 10 to 16 student athletes, guys like Jake Garcia, Leonard Taylor, Jalen Knighton, Jalen Knighton, Gilbert Frierson, DJ Ivy. But there's a big list of guys that we're going to have. And the way you get into these events is these tickets. Also, part of the ticket cost, we're actually building out with compliance right now a $10,000 business grant to the student athlete that builds a legit business plan. So as you go through and you learn from different business owners what like a P&L, cash flow, revenue statement is, we hope that they take that and then they implement it into their lives and saying, hey, you've built this great business plan. Now we want to reward you. And so that's really what we've been building. I think it's great for the community. I've had a ton of community support and just excited about growing my Millionaires Club and seeing where it is from years from now as we build out this business network inventory and as a student athlete slowly start to create their businesses and we're able to see them go from like a student athlete to a successful business owner.
Yeah, and that's huge because a lot of people, just think NFL and not all these guys are going to play in the NFL. So that's huge that you guys are doing something like that. And they can follow you on Twitter, right? For the Miami Millionaires Club. Is that the best way? So
it's Miami Mills Club. So Miami Mills, MILLS, and then club. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. But even you make it to the league, the average career is like 3.5, 4 years. Mm-hmm. So by the time you're 30 years old, what are you doing for the rest of your life? You build a great brand, but if you don't understand the money coming in and where it's going out, you're going to lose a lot of it. And even if you are set up for the league, do you have a long-term plan? Look at guys like Tom Brady. I don't know how much you guys see his business-wise, but he owns Autograph.io, which is a legit NFT company that he runs himself as a quarterback in the NFL. So even guys like Tom Brady understand that NFL money is great and it makes sense, but I have to find other ways to make revenue. Even if it's not NFTs, finding other ways to really build yourself, build your brand is going to help you long-term.
Right, and that actually, I had a question. Your Twitter profile pic, that's an NFT, right?
Yes. So
I'm going to pop it up on the screen right here so people can see it. I love that picture, man. I love it.
The artist did a great job. His name is Dunk, so his Twitter is xdunkc. But if you look him up, he actually did an entire mural in Wynwood for an NFT company called Shrimp Society. So if you're in Wynwood, there's a giant mural. It's by one of the taco shops. But it's like 4 shrimp. It's a huge wall. So when I saw his art, I was like, bro, you got to come do mine. And so finalized the art. The art's cool. We have some really unique traits. Traits are things like the hat, the jacket, the chain. So we got a lot of stuff that I think people would like. And so I'm definitely excited about the art that comes as well coming because we spent a good amount of money for it. So it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And that's for the giveaways and things. I saw you guys, you kind of touched on it earlier, but giving away like pretty sweet tickets to games and stuff like that. Can anybody enter that who comes in and just basically meets the requirements in the tweets and things?
Yeah, so right now we're doing free giveaways. So our biggest thing is creating an organic community. I don't want to do like the paid marketing. I don't want to do anything like that. So we're doing free giveaways. The next one is going to be for Phantom Wallet. So Phantom Wallet's free. All you got to do is download it. At the top, it gives you a token ID. We're going to do some stuff where, hey, possibly for the Southern Miss game. Drop your Phantom ID, and there's going to be we're going to pick a free winner. So for right now, that's the way it's going to be free entries. But after the Southern Miss game, our NFT project will launch, and then you'll have to have an NFT. So we're slotting 6 to 8 tickets per game in a luxury box seats. Every week we'll have a different business owner. Every week we'll have different alumni. We'll do theme parties. We have some collaborations we're going to do. So we're definitely excited. I mean, each ticket is going to be worth $600 to $700 per ticket.
Yeah, so that's some big time exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, so I mean, we're excited. You know, that was my biggest thing is really bridging the Miami community of fans and the Miami alumni. So that's kind of what this part is during the season. Is obviously I don't really want to bother the players. We'll do some player stuff during the off season, but right now it's about building kind of that alumni and fan base. You know, we're gonna have guys like Amon Richards, Cam Harris, John Beeson. That's just to name a few. Tracy Howard. So definitely excited about
big time names.
Yeah, the guys.
Okay.
You know, I'll have some of the guys from the NFL and even some. I was lucky enough to make some MLB connections. So I got some guys that play baseball that's gonna come back and do some off-season events with us when they're in Miami. So the project's going to grow. I'm just trying to slowly get the word out and build the community the right way.
Hey, well, let's push it, man. Like I said, guys, link for all this stuff will be down in the description. I'll pin it in my comments so you can get all the information for that. Now,
yeah, last thing too. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
We are working on, for everyone that is doesn't know much about crypto, we are working on a way, as long as you have your Phantom wallet, when we drop our website link, we're going to have you be able to use a credit card. Okay. So we'll have ways that you can just use your credit card. You can purchase it like that. The price will be around $100. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for the average person to kind of understand the concept and really say, hey, like, even if you don't understand NFTs, but you understand that these athletes need help once they graduate, that's kind of where we're trying to fund a lot of these business scholarships and really help get this platform across.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good idea because that simplifies it for people that are trying to kind of ease into this, that maybe don't fully understand it and are trying to get into it, but maybe a little scared to or don't know what to do. So that's a really good idea. I dig that.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's get into the pick for this game. Now, listen, I know I pulled you in here for one of the most difficult picks of the season. Miami versus Bethune-Cookman. And I'll tell you what, I'll take some of the pressure off of you, and I'll actually pick first so you can give yourself some time to think about this. So what we do every year is there is a score prediction contest on this channel. What we do is if anyone predicts the score correct for the game during my Friday night call-in show, they win $500. And it sounds a little crazy. People are like, you know, there's no way. How often do you predict the exact score for a game? Somebody won it last year, and I've Venmo'd the dude $500. I did a video, so everyone had the proof. And unfortunately, it was an FSU fan, and he told me he was going to spend all $500 on beer and cigarettes. So I told him, hey, bro, it's your money. You do whatever you want to do with it. So I'm thinking this year we got to have a Canes fan win this $500. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make my pick for the score prediction. So much to many Miami Hurricanes fans' surprise, I'm going to go with the Canes in this one, 52-3 over the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. I'm giving them a little bit of respect. I mean, I think they can get a field goal. So, Malik, I'm going to kick it over to you, my guest picker for today's preview video. Who you got in this one?
Obviously, Miami. My score was 60-3.
Ooh, 60-3. Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of young talent. I think people definitely estimate us. I think they might get a field goal. I think definitely in the fourth quarter, you know, you have some young guys might have one or two bad plays that go for field goal range. But I think, you know, the standard should be no one should score. You know, I don't know how much you listen to like the old guys. They talked about whenever you came in behind Ray Lewis, like he would cuss those guys out and say, they better not score. Man, you know, he would tell them, like, if they score, you guys will never play a snap again. You know, that's kind of the standard, is that, you know, they don't score, they don't get inside the end zone. So I know that's kind of the setting that Mario's going to have. So, you know, I don't know what talent Bethune-Cookman has. You know, they're from Florida, so they'll have a little bit of speed, maybe get a field goal, but I don't see any more scoring outside of that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to push in this preview video. I know that nobody's seen it yet up until this point, but is that I don't want people to underestimate the importance of a game like this, because, you know, last year we opened up with, you know, a top 5 opponent against Alabama, and it's, you know, big time. This one, we kind of have an opportunity here to get some 2s and 3s. Everybody gets some reps. You can maybe experiment a little bit because it's a slightly inferior opponent. So it's actually really good. I like that we have these 2 opening games like this with Bethune and Southern Miss, and then we roll into home of the 12th man. So
I definitely like the way the schedule's set up. Definitely excited to see some of the younger guys, and I think it really helps a lot of the offensive guys really create confidence, especially if you're putting up some points. You go into Southern Miss, you put up another 50, 60, it helps you kind of go into Texas A&M saying we can score a lot of points every game. So to me, from a confidence standpoint, that's the biggest thing that I like.
Definitely. All right, man. Malik, I promised you I wouldn't keep you too long because everybody's ready to watch college football games today, week 0. So, hey, man, there's one thing I got to get you to do.
So do you.
You got to throw it up, my man. Hey, appreciate you so much for your time, Malik.
Appreciate you.
And you guys show him love in the comment section, all right?
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, man. I just want to say that I appreciate Canes fans and my college football family for stopping in on the Week 1 preview video. I'm so excited for all the things that I have planned this season. There's so many big things that are already in the works, that are already done, that I just cannot share with you until game day actually gets here for each respective game. So thank you guys so much. Shout out to all the fan bases that show me love on this platform. It's not just Canes fans. It's all of my college football family. So make sure that we get some interaction on this video. Don't forget to leave a comment so you're entered to win one of the free t-shirts. Doesn't matter what your comment is, just say something down there, and also leave a like on the video. And also don't forget that we'll be live on Friday night for the $500 score prediction live call-in show. You can call in and have a chance to win that $500. And of course, on game day, Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, we will be live for the entire game, reacting to it, talking about it, just hanging out virtually and having a really good time. If you've never made it to one of those before, it's an absolute blast. Remember, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.